Okay, so now I'm recording. So y'all basically all just missed my story. So I'll do a little like deal after that, like randomly when y'all aren't on here. I'll just talk to myself because it'll be awesome. Anyways, um, so I had realized not that people wanted to see bad things, even though people do want to see bad things. People share bad things way more than they share good things. But I also realized that people wanted to see me in a different light than just, oh, she loses weight, oh, she can eat healthy, oh, she can work out for a long time or run for a long time. Like, those are all great things, but they wanted to see me burnt to a crisp, like a taquito. So they wanted to know that I was a human being. They wanted to know that I had struggles. They wanted to know that my mind was not like perfectly sane all the time. By the way, in case you didn't notice, 90% of the time it's not sane. Ask my husband. So I literally realized at that point, I'm inspiring people by just being me. It's not just about health and fitness. It's not just about whatever. It's about me having a relationship with these people where I'm sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, like the literally gross, disgusting. And that's what they relate to. They relate to me being human. They don't want like a person that's like sugarcoating everything. They don't want somebody that is like, I'm so awesome. Look at my workout video. Like, nobody wants that. So anyways, that is how I got started. Now, 2015 rolls around. I was prepared for November and December. I was prepared for difficulties, and I was dead set on hitting Success Club the entire year. And I knew it was going to be hard because I don't care how awesome sauce that you are. November and December are hard because we all just want to eat pie and be happy. And we don't want to do anything besides that. So I was prepared for it, and it was a struggle. But Carly wanted me to mention, I just hit Success Club All-Star, Success Club 5 All-Star. In December, I guess is when I hit it, but it's like official in January. And that was huge to me because it's almost been 2 years and I barely missed it last year and I wanted it so bad. Now, mind you, thank you, Kirsten. Mind you, I also want to share this. I hit Success Club All-Star and $600 was applied to our Success Club cruise because I hit that. If I would have hit Success Club 10 every month of the year in last year, I would have got $1,000 applied to our Success Club cruise. So when we get on our cruise, we have $600 there waiting for us to spend. If I would have hit Success Club 10 every month, it would be $1,000. How awesome is that? And not to mention it grows your business. So I'll throw that out there. How did I change 2014 of me being a stubborn a-hole and thinking I knew everything to 2015 of actually listening to people that were successful and knew what they were doing? I developed a relationship with my business. I know that sounds super creepy because you think of like Facebook statuses in a relationship and you don't want to put like Beachbody business. I'm in a relationship with my Beachbody business. I mean, you can do that if you want to, props to you, but I know it sounds creepy. So I want you to think about your current relationships. I don't care if you are married, engaged, have a boyfriend, girlfriend, if you're just like a cat lady, if you just, have parents, whatever, in some sort of way, or friends, you have a relationship. I don't care where you're at in your life. We're all in different places, but you have some kind of a relationship with somebody or something, right? So you can imagine what it takes to be in that relationship. So I want to ask you, what do all relationships have in common? Like, think about it for 2 seconds. What do all relationships have in common? I'm going to list off the 5 top things that I feel like are most important in relationships that pertain to your business as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to name them each one by one and elaborate on them. And at the end, I'll name it again for the people that are taking notes. So number 1, relationships, no matter what kind of relationship you have, they're exciting and overwhelming in the beginning, right? Can we all agree with that? So like think about your first boyfriend or when you have a kid or when you get a new puppy Or when you start Beachbody, you're like excited. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, I got butterflies. Like, what do I have to do? What do I do next? I just got the confirmation email. And then all the Rock the Basics stuff comes in and you're like, holy crap, I'm overwhelmed. Look at this to-do list. This lady's crazy. Why is she telling me to do all this stuff? My boyfriend wants me to shave his legs once a month. Ew. So all these things can be exciting and overwhelming. That is the first thing in a relationship. I don't care what it is. You're excited and overwhelmed. Rock the Basics is different now than it was when Jen and I did it. And when a lot of you did it actually that are on, and we had like a daily post and we had to respond to it. And I literally went, I think I said literally like 1,872 times, but I went on, what was it? Was our anniversary? I think, no, it was something, Valentine's Day or anniversary or something. Jen, distraction squirrel. I went on our anniversary, took my laptop, and we're in the bed, and I'm doing my Rock the Basics posts. So if you want to say excited and overwhelmed at the same time, not my husband. It wasn't him. He was not excited. He was overwhelmed. But I was excited and overwhelmed, and I'm like, Carly said I need to do my Rock the Basics posts. That's my typing noise, in case y'all are wondering what that noise is. So I'm like getting after it and watching this, video, and I'm super excited, and it's awesome. And at the same time, I'm overwhelmed because I'm like, Success Club now. And it was crazy. But I was so excited. You have that momentum and you have that drive, just like a relationship. You're like, yeah, I'll shave my legs and fix my hair. And yeah, I'm going to put on perfume. Might even put on my face today. It's going to be awesome. You're excited. So you go for it. That's like your drive and your momentum. So number 2, relationships take time and effort. I don't care if it's your grandma. You've got to go take care of your grandma, or you got to take care of your dog. Like, we have a Great Dane. He's 5 months old. We got to take him out all the time. He has to go to the bathroom. He sits there and whines, so he's actually pretty good. But I have to take him out. I don't want to all the time, but I have to. I have to take my husband out to the bathroom sometimes too. Just kidding. That doesn't happen. But you have to set aside a time for date nights, right? For your spouse. You have to set aside a time to pick your kids up from school, to do homework with them, whatever, to feed your cat. Whatever you have priorities that you have to set time for and put effort to. So what you need to do is label out, like, here's the things I have a relationship with. I know that seems weird, but maybe you have a relationship with church. Maybe you have a relationship with, I don't know, going to the dog park. That's a thing, right? Dog parks. I live in a really small town. We don't have a dog park. We have like a main road and dogs poo on it. But anyways, you set aside time to do certain things. So imagine everything is a relationship, and you're like, all right, what's the most important relationship? All right, husband, kids. I'm naming my own. So husband, kids, Beachbody business is my third. My health and fitness. I know, because I've listened to one of the corporate people, that I'm supposed to put myself above Beachbody business, but sometimes I do. Anyways, so you label the things, and then you label out what time you can spend to that thing. Okay. I'm trying to look at like the little camera thing, but I'm looking at you guys because it makes me nervous. So if I'm looking away the whole video, I'm sorry. Anyways, so you've got to set aside time. You have to realize it takes effort. Any relationship takes effort, right? Sometimes you just really don't want to put in the effort. My husband's right there, so I can't elaborate on that. But you just got to, because that's how relationships work. Same with your Beachbody business. You got to put in effort even when you don't want to. So number 3 is consistency. Like I said, you got to schedule a date night for things to work. You got to feed your animal. You got to do family dinners consistently. Like, imagine Christmas Day if you're like, oh, it's just not going to work for me today. Let's just make Christmas tomorrow. Your family would be really ticked off, right? Or imagine that you have a friend that you just met that you think is super awesome, and they're trying to text you and you never respond, or they're trying to go on like a lunch date and you don't ever go. If you're not being consistent with them, they're probably not going to come back to you. It's the same with your Beachbody business. If you're not consistent with it, it doesn't matter how awesome you are 3 days out of the week. If you're not showing up every day, it's not going to work. I'm not saying that every single day you have to be 100% perfect. I'm telling you, I have a list of things to do. You can't see exactly what it says, but every day I need to do personal development and leadership development. This is not what everybody's is going to look like. This is what mine looks like. I have to do dishes and laundry for my family. I have to do homework with my kids, of course, pick them up, take them to school. I have to check in with my challenge groups, my team page, the Rock the Basics group. I have to follow up with my coaches, customers, and potentials. I need to post 3 to 5 times a day, which I have now elaborated on what each post is going to be. I need to work out and drink my Shakeology, which realistically, I don't even write those down anymore because they're a given. And then I'll add on things that are different for each day. Like today was Rock the Basics call preparation, Rock the Basics call, do a team motto photo, and follow up with Jen. See, I have things that are on my list and I have to do them consistently. If you are wanting to take a break, so say you're like really pissed off one day, because we have those days, and you're wanting to take a break. I'm trying to look at the time, sorry. You're wanting to take a break and you need to have a bare minimum list, okay? So say one day you're sick or you're super busy, you still need to have that bare minimum Beachbody list. No matter where you're at in your business, you need to decide what goes on there. I'm going to tell you your 3 vital behaviors need to go on there at least. So inviting, which is talking to people, and then being a product of the product. I know if you're sick, like you can't work out, I get that. And then I said personal development and inviting, right? I said personal development. Anyways, personal development's always on there. But anyway, you have to have your bare minimum list, even on the days that you don't want to show up, okay? So I'm not telling you to be like a superhero every day or you will fail, because I am not. Literally, I some days just want to punch everybody in the face. I love you all, but I just want to punch everybody. It's not your fault. It's clinical depression. Don't know what to tell you. So it happens. Number 4 is you have to be able to learn new things and adapt. So pertaining again to a relationship aspect of it, I'm going to go back to the cats because I'm a crazy cat lady. So say your cat or your dog is a kitten or a puppy and they're sleeping all the time, right? Very low maintenance, sleeping all the time. Or your newborn, sleeping all the time. And then all of a sudden they start to be awake and tear everything up. You have to learn to adapt to that, right? Like you have to change your ways. You're not just able to like set them down to sleep anymore. You have to adapt to it. Or say your husband one day comes home and he wants to like go do all these crazy things and you don't want to. You have to learn to adapt. Or maybe your spouse lost their job and you have to adapt to that. Your relationship, you have to learn to adapt. And you have to be willing to learn new things, because one day something may work perfectly and the next day it may not work at all. I feel like women should understand that, because one day we're like, tell me I'm pretty, and the next day we're like, you don't mean that, you're just saying it. So I feel like we should know that you have to learn to adapt to circumstances. So the best example in the business that I can give is one day or 1 week or 1 month, I can post a invite to a challenge group post and I will have like a bajillion responses. That's a number, by the way. And then the next month, it's like crickets. There's nothing there at all. Like nobody wants to respond except for people that are like, this is a scam. And you're, no. Sorry, had to decline a phone call. Anyways, so you will always have those times where something will work and then the next time it won't work. You have to be willing to learn. So this is what I do. I will look every week or every month at what I feel like my weakness of that week or month was. So you can go back and you can look at like, okay, I needed to add more coaches better, or I needed to run my challenge group better, or I needed to be a product of the product better, or I needed to do my personal development better. And what I do when I take that thing that I feel like I struggled the most with, I go and I either YouTube the top coaches that I know, or I Google the crap out of whatever I'm struggling with. So my 2016, one of my big goals was to recruit more. So I have been constantly YouTubing videos on recruiting, on, you know, sharing the value of being a coach, all that stuff. I've constantly been looking at it, and I've made myself dedicate X amount of time a day to learning how to recruit better. You have to be willing as a coach to learn and be willing to grow to get anywhere, because circumstances are always going to change. Everything will always change. So you can't ever be set in a certain mindset, ever. Number 5 is it's not always easy, and sometimes you're totally not in the mood in a relationship, but you have to show up and make it work every day. This is kind of with the consistency thing, but again, I'm going to relate it back to a legit relationship. Here's what would happen if I decided I didn't want to take my dog out to go to the bathroom when he needed to go. He would poo in the floor, and guess what? I have to clean it up. If I decided that I didn't want to talk to my husband at all for a day, or if I just didn't want to work on the marriage, guess what? I'd be divorced. If I decided that I didn't want to pick the kids up from school, yeah, they would be calling Child Protective Services. If I decided that I didn't want to give my grandmother her medicine, I'm not even going to say what would happen, but you get what I'm saying. If you don't show up, it will not work. That's how relationships are. Even if you're like barely there in a relationship, it's better than being completely gone. So what you have to do is always be willing to show up. No matter what you're feeling, no matter if you're overwhelmed, you have to have your bare minimum list. You have to show up and work at it every day. Marriage, you got to work at it. Owning pets, got to work at it. Kids, holy moly, you got to work at it. And they need a freaking manual for this because it's ridiculous. Every kid is created different. And when you have 4, your mind's going crazy. I have to constantly adapt to them. And if I don't want to show up one day, guess what? Mom's still got to come to work. I might be drinking wine, but mom's still got to go. So you have to be willing to show up. All of this pertains to your business. All of it. Every single thing, you have to make it work in your business just like you do with any other relationship in your life. You work a 9 to 5, same thing. You have a relationship with your 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever your work hours are. You have a relationship with it. You may hate it, but you have to wake up at a certain time. You got to do your certain things, and then you clock out, right? So set yourself up in your business where you have this allotted time somewhere. I don't care if it's 30 minutes a day. I don't care if it's 6 hours a day. That's crazy, by the way. But I don't care what it is. I won't say that's crazy. I've done that before. But anyways, so I won't say what your allotted time should be. I'm telling you, you need to be consistent with it. I'm telling you, you need to show up every day with like these, at least these set things. So like today was a really good day for me, and I didn't want to kill anybody. Like, high five. Or that was a thumbs up, but you know, whatever. I was super great. So I overdid what my to-do list says. That's great. Awesome. But I at least got my checks done. Yesterday, you can ask Jen, I was not feeling it. Like, so not feeling it. And I got my checks in, and then I was like, all right, I'm checking out. But I got my checks in. I got the things that I should have gotten in. That's what you have to do. Even when you don't want to show up, do your bare minimum at least. And on the days that you really want to kick butt, you do your checks and then you do more. So last time, I'm going to say this, 1 through 5, what do all relationships have in common? Beachbody and everything. This is what Beachbody takes, and this is what every other relationship will take. I feel like I should be like a counselor because I'm giving you more than just Beachbody advice. But 1 is it's exciting and overwhelming at first. That's a natural feeling. 2, it takes time and effort. Sorry about you, but relationships take time and effort. 3, consistency. Remember, date night, feeding, letting your animal out, family dinners, anniversaries, they take time and effort. 4 is learning new things and being willing to adapt. You got to Google and YouTube everything. Look in your files. Holy crap, there's so many files, you guys. Like, there's so many resources for you to look at. Look at those. 5 is it's not always easy, and it's sometimes you're not in the mood, but you have to show up and make it work every day, even if it's your bare minimum. So that's it. And oh my gosh, like I kept it under 30 minutes. I practiced this today, guys. So yeah, like I said, I'm at my end of 2 years now and I love it. It's not always easy. It's not that I don't think about, like what would be different, but I think about, okay, what would be different in my life if I didn't do this? Okay, I wouldn't make this income every week. I wouldn't be able to go on awesome trips. I wouldn't be able to meet these awesome people. Let's see. I would be watching TV all day, sitting in my bed, eating ho-hos. Actually, I never liked ho-hos. That's a lie. I don't know what I'd be eating. Oreos and Cheez-Its. Yeah. And I would be really sad and like 90 pounds heavier than I am if I was lucky, because realistically, I started 2 years ago. There's so much damage I could have done. So you have to think about that. And like Carly said, I hope you all listened to last night's call or were on it. But like Carly said, your why is always going to change. You have to have a purpose that's bigger than your why. So what is your purpose? I shared a picture of a guy. That funny story. When he first added me, I thought it was a girl. Oops. Anyways, I shared a picture of a guy, a screenshot, and they were telling me like how inspiring I was and how I was like a hero among mortals or something. And I was like, whoa, dude, calm down. Like if you lived with me, you would feel totally different. But still, it was flattering. And that's what it was. That's what I figured out in January after I had posted about my burns. And everybody's like, you're so inspiring. You're so strong. You're so this. It's like, that's it. Like I am helping other people. My sad, gross leg is helping other people want to be stronger and happier. My struggle through my workout and me literally crying when I ran down the road because my leg hurt so bad inspired somebody just because I shared that on social media. That made somebody want to get off the couch and stop eating potato chips. There is my big purpose. You're always going to reach you're going to reach certain goals inevitably if you're doing what you should be doing in the business, whether it's Emerald, Diamond, Success Club, 2-star Diamond, 5-star Diamond, Elite, All-Star, Success Club, Premier. I know a lot of you are new and you're like, what is she talking about? But just, message me if you're like, lady, I don't understand your crazy lingo. Anyways, I know you're going to hit these goals, or $1 million, whatever your goals are, you're going to hit those. So you have to find a purpose that drives you past your goals, past your whys that are like a timeline, I'm going to say. So if you do that, it'll keep you going past like the people that drive you nuts. It'll keep pushing you past the people that'll say no. It'll keep pushing you past this people that say you're a scam, or that they know taking pills and putting plastic on their body is the way to weight loss. Whatever it is going to push you through as long as you have a purpose that is bigger than the no's and the criticism. So yeah, have a relationship with your business. Don't get creepy with it, but just have a relationship with it. And that is all I have to say. Does anybody else have anything else to say? I might have to unmute you because I think I said it where nobody could unmute themselves. Let me see. I don't know. If anybody has anything to say, wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. No, I think we're all good unless I'm not seeing somebody. Okay, well, like I said, if you have any questions or anything, if you didn't understand something that I said, I'm totally fine with you messaging me. I may not answer right away because, building a relationship with my husband, I won't get creepy with it, but So yeah, I hope that was kind of semi-explanatory. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great night.